Hello, beautiful people. You're welcome to VAP Fashion's YouTube channel. My name is Eunice. Today, we're continuing our class on how to cut and sew this beautiful sleeveless cupped bustier mermaid gown with front slits. If you have seen the previous video, which is a pattern drafting video, you will understand exactly what we are doing here. But if you haven't seen the video, I will advise you to click on the link in the description box. Do well to watch that video first before watching this video. That will give you a clearer understanding of what we are doing in this video. In that video, we stopped at the point where we already wrapped our bra cups. So we're going to be starting from draping the bra cups. So without wasting time, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please kindly click on the subscribe button to subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. Thank you, and let's get started with the video. So I'm done cutting out the lining, so I'll set this aside. And then the next thing to do is to create the drape we're going to have on the cup. So now this is my fabric. You'll notice that the fabric is stretching this way. It is always advisable to use the stretchy part for your horizontal measurements whenever you are working. So whatever you're doing, always use the stretchy part for the horizontal measurements. So I'm going to be creating the drape for the both cups at the same time. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is to fold my fabric this way. Just fold ½ inch inward and then fold again like this. Just fold twice. Can you see? Fold twice, ½ inch and then ½ inch again. Then I'm going to press. So I haven't folded. So now I'll turn my fabric to the right side. I'll go ahead and start creating pleats. So I'm just going to pleat this way. So I'll keep pleating. I'll pleat about, the drape is going to start from around here. It's just going to cover this line I have here. So let's measure ½ inch above the line. So ½ inch above the line to the down part of the cup. This is about 4 inches. So my drape can just be 5 inches. We can trim out the excess. Okay, so I'll go ahead and pleat. Just create tiny pleats. The pleats are supposed to be really close to each other. So as you can see, I'm done creating the drapes, the pleats. Okay, so now this is my bust hem. So I'll place the bra cup over it. So I'm going to notch the point where the pleat will start from. Can you see? So I'll just fold the bra cup this way and then notch this point. I'm just going to create a notch here. Okay, this is about ½ inch above the joining line here. So then I'll place the bra cup over the bust hem like this. Then I'll bring in the pleat and place it this way. So the beginning part of the pleat must align with this part, with this point. Okay, so I'll go ahead and secure with my pin. You can see I've pinned, and this is what we have. You can see how beautiful it looks. So I'll go ahead and trim out the excess. So just trim out the excess like this. You don't need to cut too close. so that by the time you are done stitching, you can now cut close. You see? So I'll take this to my sewing machine and then stitch. So I'll stitch. This will hold down the pleat. You don't need hemming gum here. If you stitch it well, it will hold it down. So I'm going to repeat exactly the same thing on the second cup, then I'll go stitch them together. Okay, so as you can see, I'm done draping on the bra cups, and this is what we have. You can see how beautiful it looks. So now the next thing we are going to do is to stitch our front pieces together. So this is our center front and then the side front. So I'm going to place the right side facing right side. I'll stitch on 1/2 inch, and then also place this side, right side facing right side. I'll stitch on 1/2 inch. I'll repeat the same thing on the lining. Okay, I'll repeat the same thing on the lining. Then I'm going to take this fabric, this piece of bias, I'll place it and stitch it here. This is just for fancy. Okay, so in a situation where you want to work with bonings, this is going to be your boning channels, but for this client, she does not want bonings at all, so I'm just stitching it for fancy. So I'll go do that and come back and show us the next thing to do. As you can see, I've stitched my front pieces together and I've also stitched the bias. Okay, I just have one at the center front and then 2 at the side joining here. So now the next thing we're going to do is to sew the bra cups. And to sew the bra cups, this is what you're going to do. Can you see these curved areas here, this curved part? It is advisable to notch around this side, just tiny cuts. This is to allow it open up well. Okay, so as you can see, I'm done stitching the bra cups. After stitching the bra cups, I went ahead to top stitch the seam allowance. I went ahead to top stitch the seam allowance round, so this will allow it to sit really flat. So after stitching, don't just leave it that way, top stitch the seam allowance. So that's the stitch you are seeing round here. Okay, so that's exactly what I did here. So you can see how the cup is sitting very well. And then another thing you want to take note of, make sure that your drapes are lined. Let the one on the left not be higher than the one on the right. So please make sure of that. When it aligns, it comes out very beautiful and gives you a neat outcome. So here I also have my lining. I've also stitched the bra cups of the lining. You can see everything is sitting very well. So this is our lining. I went ahead to notch the seam allowance around and I also pressed it. So the next thing we want to do is to attach the strap. So here is our strap. I have the front strap or the front straps, and then I also have the back straps. So I cut my fabric. I already showed us at the beginning that I was going to be using that fabric for the strap. I cut the fabric and I stitched it. So my strap is 1.5 inches wide. I cut 2 inches and then I stitched on 1/2 inch, so you can see. Then I went ahead to stitch that 1/2 inch and pressed it. So you can see I ironed the seam line to the middle here. So this is going to be the right side of our strap and this will be the wrong side of the strap. So you want to make sure to hide the seam line. Okay, so you don't want to mistakenly interchange them because they look alike. So for the back strap, can you see I notched the down part? This is how the back strap is, like this. And you see I notched the down part, and this is the front strap. All I did was to just make a mark here. Okay, so I know how I cut them. So you want to be very careful so that you don't mistakenly interchange them. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to stitch the straps together. The essence of cutting this strap separately and having your slant is so that it sits well. Remember, we have a shoulder slant. You want it to sit well. Don't just cut a long strip of fabric and attach from front to back. It may be falling off. So with that shoulder slant, it has a way of making it sit very well. Okay, so now this is for the front. Let me place it this way. This was how we cut the front, like this, and this was how we cut the back. You can see the way they are facing, so you can see the slant this way, you can see it this way. So I'll go ahead and pick one of the back and then pick the front like this. So I'll be stitching them together on the shoulder. So you will not be stitching directly, so you turn one inside out. So the one I'm going to turn inside out is the back. So just turn it inside out like this. Make sure that the part with the seam line is also on the same side with the front one that has the seam line. Okay, this is so that when you are done, the both of them will be at the back. You want to take note of that. Can you see? So it is right side facing right side. Can you see? So this is now the wrong side here. So I'll go ahead and stitch them together on half inch like this. So I'll stitch them together and turn it inside out. Okay, that's, I'll turn it to the right side so that we can see. So I'll stitch it and I'll repeat the same thing on the second piece, then come back and show us what we have. Okay, so this is our strap. So you can see I've reduced my seam allowance. So now let's turn it inside out. Let's turn it to the right side. You see? So this is what it looks like. So I use the back to turn the front, okay? So it's not compulsory that you use the back to turn the front. You can decide to use the front to turn the back, whichever one you prefer. I always prefer to use the back. I prefer the seam allowance just going to the back. Can you see how neat it is? So this is the right side of the fabric, the side without joining. So the joining now is on this side. Can you see? So this is it. So this one that I used to turn the fabric is the back, and this side is the front. So now this is our front piece. So like I already know, this is my back and this is my front. So this one is for this side, and then this one this way is for this side. And you see, so I'm going to confirm their lengths. You want to make sure that they are very, very equal. So if I have any excess, I'll go ahead and trim it out. So now that they are equal, so like I said, this one is for this side and this is for this side. So now this is the front, so I'll place it like this. So remember that from the armhole, I came in with about 1.5 inches. That's from the shoulder then. So that's that 1.5 inches. So I'll mark 1.5 inches here. Can you see? So 1.5 inches. Then I'll go ahead and place the strap. Can you see? So I have my strap this way now. So for the front, I'll do the same thing. Coming from the side by 1.5 inches. So this is the point. I'll go ahead and place it to you see. So now this is our back piece. This is the back piece. So this is this side, and then this is the other. Okay, so these are back. So I'm going to also place it 1.5 inches inwards. So place it correctly. So as you can see, I've fixed my strap. So I'll take this to my sewing machine and stitch all the 4 points Then I'm going to place the front piece this way, and then I'll use my lining to turn the front, that's to turn the neckline here. Okay, so I'm going to turn the neckline starting from the armhole area. Turn the whole of this part, half inch, stitch it, stitch, stitch, stitch to this side, and then I'll turn my lining at the side, turn my lining at the side. I'll bring it out from the waistline. Then I'll also repeat the same thing for the back piece. So this is our back. Let me show us quickly. So I'll place it this way. I will also turn the center back this way, turn the center back by half inch this way, turn the armhole, then the side, and turn it out from the waistline. So I'll go do this on the front and back pieces and come back. Okay, so I'm done turning my lining. You see, this is what it now looks like. This is our lining side. You see how everything is neat. So I turned it out from the waistline. So okay, so it's now time for us to treat the down part, which is the skirt part. So here I have my basic skirt pattern. As you can see, I have the front and back pattern. We're going to be using the slash and spread method to achieve the mermaid effect on the down part. So I've cut out my front pattern already, and here is my back pattern. So like I said, I'm going to be using the slash and spread method to achieve the mermaid skirt. Okay, so I'm going ahead to notch the zipper allowance so that I know where the center back is. So now this is our front pattern. As you can see, I have drawn my middle line all the way to the knee point. Okay, that's on the front, and then I slashed towards the side front, and you see how I just opened it up. So already you can see that is giving us the mermaid skirt effect. So this totally depends on how much you want to, how wide you want your mermaid to be. That will now determine how wide you should open. Okay, so here I noticed that the length of my fabric, which is 45 inches, the normal length that Ankara comes with, is not going to give me the length of the down part. So I had to turn my fabric. I turned it to the yardage part so that it gives the length we are looking for. Okay, so I haven't placed my fabric on fold. Now I'm spreading out the pattern. I spread out this pattern. I think I spread it out by 16 inches. So this is optional. You can make yours wider or even smaller. So now this is how to achieve the slash and spread. Can you see how I took my measurement from that point? So you want to make sure that the measurement you have at the side, you also bring the same measurement to the center side. So if not, the center part will be shorter than the side. I hope we understand that. And this is me going ahead to add my sewing allowance to the side here. So I'm adding my sewing allowance of 2 inches. On the knee part, I added 1.5. And then on the side, I just went ahead. That's from the knee part downwards. I just went ahead to connect to the opening I have at the down part. So at the down part of this skirt, I just added half inch because you can see it is curved. So you don't need that 2 inches hemming allowance we usually add on our normal straight skirts. Okay. So here I have the front pattern. For the back pattern, this is what I did as well. I slashed it open. For the back pattern, I slashed both the center back open towards the knee, and I also slashed the side back, okay, to achieve this fullness. So this is how to achieve your mermaid skirt, okay, using the slash and spread method. Okay, so I also added my sewing allowance. So this is just basically it. So I'll go ahead and cut my lining. My lining is just going to be half inch shorter than the main fabric, just half inch shorter than the main fabric. So if you want to have that tail effect at the center back, all you need to do is to increase your measurement at the center back. But whatever it is you have done on the side front in front, you must repeat the same thing at the back. Okay, so this is our front piece. I'm going ahead to notch the middle after cutting out my lining. So now what I want to do is to create the U-shape slits we have in front. So having notched the center front, now this is me going ahead to open up the skirt. So this slit is going to be on one side, and I'm going to be using the nipple to nipple line to achieve the slit, which is that. Okay, so from the center front, I'm measuring towards the towards the left by 4 inches, which is the nipple to which is half of the nipple to nipple. So I haven't got that 4 inches, so I went ahead to fold on that line. Can you see? So just fold, and from the center front, measure half of your nipple to nipple and then fold at that point. So that's exactly what I have done here. And then you decide how long you want the front slit to be. So for this client, I'm making the slit stop exactly on the knee. That's exactly what she wants. So you want to make sure that you take that measurement so that it's not too high nor too low. So this is it. Okay, so to create the U-shaped slit, I'm placing my tape from the waistline and I'm measuring down to the knee point, and then I make a mark there. Having marked it, I'll go ahead and mark 1.5 inches from the folded part. And you see, I'm just going to create a curved shape there. So this is about 1.5 inches. I'll mark this all the way down to the hem of the skirt. And then take note that at the beginning of the slit, it is curved around there. And so this is me going ahead cut it out using my scissors. So I just cut it out and just make sure that it curves around the starting point. And here we have our U-shaped slit. And you see? So this is just basically it on how to go about this U-shaped slit. So now let's go ahead and join the skirt to the upper bodice that we have already created. Now the next thing we are going to do is to stitch the skirt part. This is the skirt part. So I'll go ahead and turn the lining of the skirt. After turning the lining, I'm going to join them together on the waistline for both the front and back. And then I'll go ahead and fix my zipper, shape the outfit, and give it a good press and show us the final outcome. Okay, so this is the final outcome of our cupped bustier. Can you see? You see how our cup is sitting very well. You can see the drapes, they are aligned. And this is our beautiful slit. Can you see? Let me show us the back. So the back, I've already stitched my zipper. And see how neat it is on the inside. So everything came out so beautiful. You see? Very beautiful. So I have this lace trimming I'll be using to decorate the upper part of the bra cups. You see, it's navy blue. So I'm just going to place it around here. So after placing the lace trimming, this is what we have. You can see how beautiful it turned out. It really came out so well. Everything about this outfit is just so beautiful. And I hope you have learned something from this video and you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please make sure to like this video, share this video with your friends and family, and please do not forget to click on the subscribe button to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. And also feel free to ask your questions, leave nice comments. Thank you so much for watching this video and see you in my next video. Bye.